This time on Tennessee Crossroads, Teresa Bush meets an Overton County family famous for making syrup. Cindy Carter visits a third-generation guitar maker in Nashville. Sharon Puckett meets a corporate dropout in Lebanon who makes fine pottery. And Susan Watson goes to Franklin, where she finds a guy who recycles metal. Well, nothing recycled about this show. It's all new Tennessee Crossroads Adventures. Hi, I'm Joe Elmore. Happy holidays. The term made in the USA is a label of pride for folks who make things in this country. This week, we're taking it a step further with things made in Tennessee. You know, a show about making things in Tennessee would have to include music, and Cindy Carter has a story about a third-generation guitar maker in where else but Nashville. However, I got to tell you that Manuel Delgado moved from LA to Nashville to carry on his tradition.
Este amor apasionado anda todo alborotado por volver.
We hear and appreciate the words of a beautiful song, but for guitar maker Manuel Delgado, the real story begins with the instrument from which the music flows. And that story literally takes shape in Manuel's small workshop behind his Nashville home.
I'm a third-generation luthier. The business was started in 1928 by my grandfather and my great-uncle. And then it was passed down to my father, who was my grandfather's only son.
Manuel learned the family business when he was very young. He began playing guitar at age 5, started helping his father repair instruments at age 7, and built his very first guitar when he was just 12 years old.
When I worked with my dad and with my grandpa, they were teaching me life lessons. It wasn't just about building guitars.
Sometime is now. Manuel brought those life lessons with him when he and his singer-songwriter wife Julia moved from Los Angeles to Nashville a few years ago. If you stand up and say. Inside his workshop, Manuel designs and builds guitars that have been played by both famous and amateur musicians. Nothing is prefabricated. His artistry demands more than 200 hours to complete just one instrument.
I do everything very traditional. I carve the necks by hand and bend the wood by hand, all these very traditional ways of building, but I don't know any different. So it's very detailed, a lot of intricate steps involved in it, but it's just a blessing. I love it.
Patience is a virtue in Manuel's work. It takes time to measure, cut, and shape.
See, I could hear the wood on that side telling me I was going to go the wrong way.
Even the inlays that adorn his guitars are put together by his hands.
The inlays that go into the rosette, which are real small, detailed pieces of wood, all of those are being created. Also the binding, the checkered binding on some of the instruments, the abalone shell from big pieces of shell, cutting it down and making it into the shapes and different things like that.
Manuel builds his guitars with a wide assortment of woods from all around the world, such as Mexican rosewood or German spruce. And each guitar sounds a little different depending upon the type of wood he uses.
It's not that one particular species is the best. It's really what's best for the client and what's best for the type of instrument. So, for example, a flamenco guitar isn't going to be made with the same materials that a concert classical guitar would be made.
Manuel just doesn't take a client's order. He interviews them, talks to them, and gets to know them a little bit. So whether he's restoring a guitar or building an entirely new instrument, the final product truly is a custom fit. All through me, your love is everywhere. Singer Lori McLean says there is a distinct difference in the music she makes on a mass-produced guitar and the songs she plays on an instrument made specifically for her. You can hear it. You can feel it.
There's no substitution for an instrument that sounds really great. And then the fact that it's made especially for the person who's playing it, you kind of have a love affair with your instrument. You know, if you're lucky, you have an instrument that you really, really love.
It's sacred to me, and I cherish.
I register all of those things and I make mental notes of the way they're holding the instrument, the type of voice that they have. If they have a high voice, maybe they need something with more bass tone to complement their voice. If they have a low voice, maybe they want brighter tones.
Manuel views his guitars as works of art to be played and enjoyed by all.
I'm sitting here at my kitchen table.
Like his grandfather and father, this is what Manuel is passionate about.
I think it's something that's in your blood.
Each instrument holds Manuel's signature and a Bible verse chosen specifically for the person who will take it home. Faith, family, and artistry are all part of Manuel's story, and it's a tale he hopes someday his children will be proud to pass on.
It is my life, but it's not who I am. I pray to God that I'll be remembered someday for being a good human being, for being a good husband and a good father. And maybe if everything goes well, they'll say, you know what, he made some pretty nice instruments too.
Thanks a lot, Cindy. Thanks, Susan. And thank you, folks, for spending the last show of '07 with us. Next time, you can join me for a collection of Smoky Mountain memories from 2 decades of Tennessee Crossroads, and there's a lot more. We'll see you next time.
Tennessee Crossroads has been brought to you by Nashville Public Television